Yeah, this is setting around the non-campfire with Bear Archery and Trophy Ridge. Look, through Bear Archery and Trophy Ridge's websites, Facebook, my website, these are questions that people want to know about me and Dap and how we got started into hunting and TV and the whole deal. So here they come. Dap, how did you start hunting?
Well, actually, back in the Allegheny Mountains and the Blue Ridge Mountains of Pennsylvania and the Appalachians, my brother, oldest brother Ed, took me hunting when I got of age, and he bought me my first guns and my bows, and that's how I got started hunting, and I hunted with my dad some.
Question number 2 comes from Ope Operson in Bodunk, New Mexico. When did you realize Brian was eat up with hunting and the outdoors? Now, these are actual questions that come from fans. Yeah. I didn't write these. Justin didn't write these. This is a real deal. So when did you realize that I was a maniac, man, when I was eat up?
Well,
how did you get me plumbed in?
I took you as a child, as a baby. If you wanted to go, I had you in the blind with me, changing your diapers, had your toys in there, everything. You wanted to go, I never left you at home. And now, when you got of age, like 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, you just took it, went nuts on it. A bow, a gun, I mean, you went crazy. 110% is what you did everything.
Dedication.
Dedication. You was a fanatic about everything being perfect and better than what you could actually buy. You made it better.
So actually, my first bow was Bear Kodiak. And I think I got it at a garage sale. I don't even remember. I think the limbs was bowed on it. I can't even remember what it was, but I shot it. But I remember my first legitimate bow was a Bear Flare.
That's right.
No sight, I didn't know nothing, man. Yeah. I had full-length arrows, the whole shebang. So I was basically about 13, 14 when I got that Bear Flare, by the way. So the Pigman name, where did that come from? A gentleman by the name of Rick Valdez, and at the time, one of the owners of Rocket, gave me the name Pigman. Shortly after that, I trademarked it. Tom Nelson, American Archer, is one of the first people I ever took hunting. Quest for the One, several other TV shows. Their producers basically seen me in the field. Yeah. And then I signed a contract for some contract production through Wolf Creek Productions and the American Archer. That's kind of what got me started. Now, this is a question from Terry Ratliff from Appalachia, Alabama. What is the most important thing about the relationship that we have that people see on TV, and then sometimes we argue and fight and bicker, but the relationship that we have, me and you, and then that translates into JD. So lay it down. Tell everybody what you think about that.
Well, here's how I feel about that. You were told you were loved, and you told your family you loved them, and you were raised right. And the main thing is that bond that you and I have as a buddy, a father, a son, will never go away. I mean, we've been together this whole time.
And that translates into partly the way I raised JD,
right.
And that them values that I had instilled in me, not just necessarily from him and his family, but him and my mother's side of the family, which was a bunch of hunting nuts.
Yeah.
Uncle Tubby. That's how I cut my teeth squirrel hunting. Strapped me to a cottonwood tree with a piece of ski rope, and that is the truth. I probably should have filed charges on them. I had a Kmart 410 that cost $48 that my mom's dad, Nolan Henderson, and Juanita Henderson bought me at Kmart in Corsicana, Texas. And that's how I used to hunt, shooting squirrels out of a cottonwood. They left me and walked for miles when I was a kid. Petrified, bald, everything you can imagine, but that has made me what I am today. I can tell you that. So now we're going to go on into some questions. We can't drag this out. There was a million questions. We had to pick some good ones. So from the pig here, what is one of my fondest memories of hunting? Other than being tied to a cottonwood tree and shooting cat squirrels, the first deer that I shot with him in Centerville, Texas, I was asleep in the bottom of a box blind, and he woke me up, and there was an 8-point buck coming down the road, and he started walking down the edge of the creek. I shot him with a 30-30, and I asked him to follow up, shoot him with a 270. Both of the holes was that far apart. I definitely would have killed the deer. That was one of my biggest deer to date. I was about 7 years old when that happened. I remember that, and being with JD when he killed his first few animals, definitely for sure. What do you think, looking back even after TV? I mean, we've been everywhere now. We've killed everything. We've both been to Africa. We've done just about everything. But what is one of your fondest memories of one of our, and it don't necessarily have to be one of our first hunts, but one of our fondest hunts of all time?
I think it's being out west in the canyon country and doing some hunting out there for whitetail and javelina and turkey.
You know, you wouldn't take me out there till I got 15.
Right.
You know, because you got to be able to handle yourself, and you went that way and I went this way,
right.
And that's where I decided, okay, well, this scope ain't working on this gun, and I need this ammo, and that's kind of, I think, I would agree too. I mean, I think that's probably one of our very best.
Yeah, I think the main thing about that was once you got the right age, I wasn't worried about you, the hunter you were as a young man local, to take you out there, and I wanted to turn you loose, just let you go and do your own thing and apply everything that you and I did together hunting. And I stayed on you about the safety, and you told me that 25
Still
years
do that
later.
today. He shot a fence post 5 times with a 20 gauge, and I mean, I almost needed therapy. I didn't even know it was coming, but he was explaining to me how important that safety was and what that gun could actually do to a person. So, so as a wrap, my peeps, from East Coast to West Coast, you finally got Pigman Raw and Dat Raw right here from Bear Archery and Trophy Ridge. Check us out on their websites and pigmantv.com. As always, one of the main reasons I do what I do is because I love my fans.